Hey, what's up, everybody? JL Farron here, and I want to first off wish you a safe and happy Memorial Day. The main reason I want to do that is because we are celebrating our freedom in this country. And what I mean by that is the freedom that we have to be able to have barbecues and hang out with each other and have families and have smiles on our faces. This freedom was fought for with blood, sweat, and tears from the United States Marine Corps, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Air Force. I mean, this is a freedom that we have been granted because of the efforts of the brave men and women who have fought for us through different parts of the world. Okay, now we have to remember that some of those individuals are not here with us today. Some of our brothers and sisters in arms are not here, and we have to acknowledge and remember the fallen, because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today celebrating this freedom, being able to be with our families and have barbecues and have fun on a day like this, where we can really just celebrate and reflect on the brave men and women who have fought so hard for us. One of those brave men and women I want to go ahead and acknowledge, something I do, I try to do every year, every Memorial Day, is my grandfather. He was actually a part of the first African American platoons, or regiments, I guess you could call it, or battalions, in the United States Marine Corps. He was actually part of the Montford Point Marines. If you don't know too much about the Montford Point Marines, they were the first African American organization, I guess you could say, within the United States Marine Corps. Okay, and my grandfather was a part of the 51st Defense Battalion and the 58th Platoon, and he actually did make platoon sergeant. So I want to acknowledge him because he passed away back in 1993. I was about 10 years old, and I was very close to him, and I used to visit him a lot with my mom and my dad. And he used to always give me a penny every time. Every time he gave me a penny, I used to think I was the richest kid in the world, because that's something that he gave truly from his heart. Okay, not only that, but there's something that he used to make me do every time I seen him, and that was to give him a salute. I had to stand at attention, I had to poke my chest out, and I had to give him a proper salute. And he's actually the one that taught me how to salute before I went into the military myself. So when I went into the military, when it came to knowing how to salute, the proper way to salute and the proper way to hold your hand and so forth, I already knew how to do it because I did it for years when I was visiting my grandfather. He was a very proud Marine. He was very proud to have served his country, and he was actually one of the first African Americans from Glassboro, New Jersey, to enter into the Marine Corps. And again, he was one of the first African Americans to be a part of the Marine Corps through the Montford Point Marines. I say that because, during that time, it was back in 1943 when he enlisted, and during that time, you didn't have, it was segregation. So basically, you didn't have African Americans and white Caucasian Americans in the same military units. So they were separated by race. And basically, he was a part of that. He had to deal with a lot of the racism that was really just rampant back in those days, in spite of the fact that we were all here to fight for one United States of America, one country that we were all a part of. We were all there to fight of it, and he was a part of that. So I just want to acknowledge him, and I want to, just really reflect on his service. And if it wasn't for people like him, we wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? So I also want to talk a little bit about the fact that while we remember the fallen, those who have fought for us overseas, right? We also got to reflect on the people that are back here today that we call our veterans. All right? Our veterans are still fighting battles. Okay, many people don't realize that, but our veterans are still fighting battles to this day. There are still veterans who are fighting battles from World War II. There are still veterans that are fighting battles from Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation New Dawn. There's veterans that are still dealing with the aftermath of those wars, and we have to be able to acknowledge them. We have to be able to help them in any way we can. Okay, one of the statistics that we talk about, and that I've been talking about for the past 2 weeks, is that 22 veterans have been committing suicide on a daily basis. Okay, on average, we get about 22 veterans who are committing suicide every day. And these are veterans who are out of the military, who are out of harm's way, but who are dealing with physical challenges. They're dealing with mental challenges, and they're dealing with so much, and they're not getting all the help that they need. So we have to be able to recognize that. We have to be able to do something about it, because our government is not doing as much as they could be doing. And I think that as we go out there and we talk about supporting our troops and thanking them for our service, if we can do more to be able to help them, be able to get more assistance that they truly do need, then I think it's in our best interest to do so. And so that's why I joined the 22 Push-Up Challenge in the first place, to be able to create that awareness. And I also donated $22.22 to a website called 22kill.com, because they actually have services that they provide and help provide to veterans so that they can get the help that they need. So whether it's services where they can get resources to get mental therapy assistance, they can get physical therapy assistance, they can get assistance through job placement and becoming entrepreneurs and owning their own business. I mean, these are the type of services that the 22 Kill organization provides, and they started the 22 Push-Up Challenge to really just create awareness. So again, I want to just wish everybody a safe and happy Memorial Day. Celebrate that freedom, because it was earned through the blood, sweat, and tears of the brave men and women that just went over there and did what they had to do. And many of them came back, and many of them have not come back. Many of them have fallen. We have to remember them. We have to acknowledge them, and it's very important. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 22 push-ups, and I got to get going. So here we go. All right, 22 push-ups. I'm out in the parking garage. I got to get going soon, but I want to quickly show you a couple pictures of my grandfather while I'm down here. This is him and his platoon. As you can see, that's my grandfather and his platoon. Hard as nails, right? This is his actual platoon right here that you can see, right? That's his platoon that he was part of. My grandfather is actually front and center in the middle. I'm not sure you can see that well, but that's him. And also I have a picture of him in his dress blues. That's my grandfather as well. So again, just want to acknowledge him and remember him, because he's not here with us today. And also I want to remember the fallen. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication and commitment. And I'm going to do my 22 push-ups for the 22 veterans who are committing suicide every day. Let's go. Talk to you later.